Well. It's Friday. The weekend is here. Time to get weird. Or whatever you do. What's up? What's going on? What's the plan? What's the attack? What's the angle? What's the word on the street? Oh, hi Trish. Chat filter. All. Come on. Grateful Dom, Trish, Rysax. Bought a Tonto from a sketchy eBay and waiting to get it now. How sketchy was it? eBay can be sketchy, but it can also be not so bad. I've made a few purchases on the eBay as of late, and all of them were good. Most of them actually, I think, had the return policy on too. So there's a lot of things you can buy on there where it also has like, oh, well, you can return this if you don't, if you are not completely satisfied. What is the Tonto that you bought, Rysax? What's up, Clint? Magnum Tonto 9. Right box, but it said Magnum Tonto 2 in the pics. Not to give, I have questions, says Mir. I have potentially have answers. What's up, Ron? Yeah, Miracle Boy, I might have answers. But it also depends. This is a knife channel. We talk about knives, things involving knives, things of that nature. We're going to get rid of you, because what would it matter if I was? Got nothing to do with here. Oh, they are out today, kids. Clocking in. We're clocking in. We're getting them hot right out the gate. Wow. Yep. I gave you the chance. 24 hours. You know, you were polite enough to say, hey, can I ask a question? And I was like, yes. But then I said, you know, keep it in the realm. Wow. Pulled in 10 really cool people and 4 or 5 not so much. What's up, Matt? Hard to mod on the phone. Yeah. It's all good. I got it. Grateful says, why don't you all caress that button? Just Cliff, what's going on? What's everyone got going this weekend? What's the plan of attack? What's the deal? What are you doing? You going holiday shopping? I'm thinking I might try to get all my Christmas presents done this weekend, except I don't know what I'm getting. So it's tough. My family's cool, but they're also happy, content, doing good. Not a whole lot of like, oh, I really need this or I really need that kind of a thing. So it's a little bit tougher to figure out what it is. I did caress it. I bet you did. Sorry, I'm just reading parts of the chat. Oh, I did get this in the mail. We have an unboxing. Kind of looks different, right? It did have a label on here, and it was one of the most satisfying things. Because look at this bag. Look at how thin this bag is. You've seen these kind of garbage bag kind of feel. It's really thin. It tears easy. It stretches and tears, you know. Like you can stretch that, right? and it had a label, the big old 4-inch label wrapped around there. And I started going like this, and it went peeled off in one big stick. Believe what you may, but why is it sometimes something as simple as that super satisfying? You look like you should be in the Foo Fighters. All right, I usually get Pearl Jam. If I put a baseball hat on backwards, yep, basis for Pearl Jam all day. I'm cool with that. What's up, Francis? Donnie, I see the mail truck. Rice X. I've been there, Rice X, staring outside, waiting for that mail truck to come in. Cute shirt. This is my Twins, Minnesota Twins shirt. This was at State Fair. They had a thing set up, and my nephews hit a few dingers, won me a t-shirt. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I envy that van man. Do you know? Your slugger OTF won't get here till Monday. Donnie's got to wait another 3 days. Francis says, how's it going? What's your channel about? Watching from London. Let me give you a tour. We are doing a little live stream right now. I do some regular live streams. I am a knife lover. Here is my current kind of favorites from the year. Got an unboxing to do. I do other regular live streams on the computer. So I got my setup here for recording and filming. Got the sound dampeners up on the wall. Good old Cougar computer doing all the work. Nice little shelf here. Usually have a bunch of knives there, but I kind of moved them all up here for the moment. Got some of my favorites on the wall, and then big old display. Tons of knives. Lover, collector, love horror movies. I mean, it kind of makes it obvious when you got that there, but recognize this scene by chance. Got some Civivi, some QSP, some Migron, some CJRBs, Artisan Cutleries, Sencut. Here's my beloved gas station shelf. Because I love the silly gas station knives. A little bit of everything. So we do reviews, discuss what new knives are coming out. Sorry, I'm making you dizzy here. I do little customization projects, things like that. Oh, are we getting hit? I'm doing a little tour and we got slammed. Magnum Tinto from what, Rice X? From Cold Steel, I'm assuming? Can't hammer any of them. So you guys have got it. We're good. We're good. 911, what's your emergency? Ordered a Cold Steel FGC or FGX plastic knife. Love horror movies. Have a few knives in my drawer. I love a good fixed blade. This is my favorite fixed blade. Oh my God, catching my chair. Buck 119. Like in the movie Friday the 13th, the final chapter. So you like horror movies. Do you know what's this one from? What's that one from? Give you my subscription. Francis, bonus points if you know what this movie is. Or if anybody, I know some of the folks in here do know. And if you don't, if you know that one, then do you know this one? If you like horror movies and you know this one, then you are, everybody got it, yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but what about this one? Anyone? Anyone? What's up, Dylan? The killer has the owl mask. You could probably type that into Google and figure it out. Buck 119 though. Absolute bomb. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That is correct. But the one with the owl mask. Now that, if anybody gets that one, they either have heard me talk about it before or they've seen it and they are super cool in my book. Grateful. Glock makes an awesome blade. Glock. Trying to think if I've ever handled anything from Glock other than their pews. Anybody ever have a Glock knife? Stage Fright. If you haven't seen Stage Fright, it's classic. You might not like it. But it is like an early 80s Giallo slasher. Yes. Paul, is this my new Paul salute? The Luzon Paul salute? What's up, Paul? I saw your post on Instagram today. I should share it. I should do my part. Although Paul knows everyone I know, so maybe that wouldn't spread it too much. But Paul made a post on Instagram. Basically, it was like showing off everything he does, like, you know, thumb studs, holes, removing the flipper tab delete, if you will. And he will all day long. Paul's got a bag. He's got a bag full of them. That was a repost. You learned how to pin in your own Instag. Well, Paul does great work if you are looking for a little custom situation. Although you just wait till I get the KDK Jimp Master 3000 completed. Going to be jimping all the way around every blade. I mean, through it all the way around. Every inch of the blade, basically. Imagine jumps up and then down and all the way around. That's what we're doing. What's up, Robin? What is the good word? So we were talking about making a video. What would you guys be more interested in, or what the answer is both. I'm guessing the answer is both. I have a lock knife I bought in France 20 years ago. Keep it sharp just in case. Excellent. 13 jimps, one pass. A 13 jimper. Dwayne Letterman. I get to go to my girl's Christmas party tonight. Woohoo! Enjoying the free time until then. Is she driving or you? The problem, the question, the answer. 42. 100%. That's correct. It's all Dillery's fault? Well, but I mean, he's just a sweetheart. He can do no wrong. What are we going to get into this weekend? What's everybody got going on? Anybody got knives on order? Anybody else waiting on the El Dorado cold cheese combo? Anybody else excited about the Strix? The 6-month pre-order Strix? Francis, we don't really, one of the things on YouTube, they ask me what I'm going to talk about and stuff, and that's one of the things I don't. But I will tell you, Francis, I have some. I have 4. But it's not something that they want to know if I'm going to talk about pew-pews or if I'm going to, if this is for kids. It's like the 2 main answers they ask. And I say no. So it kind of puts me in a different category. But I have. Obviously, you're American. Right? Yeah. I have like 3 or 4. 4. I had 5. I sold one because I didn't use it. It was more of a bear killer. But my friend Ken Fixed, a lot of you know Ken Fixed, sold it to him. And he was like, yeah, if you ever want to buy it back. I'm like, yeah, enjoy it. Because I don't. And not that I didn't enjoy it. I don't go out. I don't go shooting much. So it doesn't really, it's like I spend money on other stuff that I touch and use all the time. Received a Remet Infinite Power. What? That requires a Google search. The Remet. Ooh. All right. So Pocket Stuff just got a Remet Infinite Power. I don't know. I don't recall seeing this. Sorry, my lighting is kind of off. I'm pointing a camera at a screen. Infinite Power for Remet M390 titanium handle, flipper tab on front and back. Yeah, I like the other one better. Infinite Power. Why is it called Infinite Power? Because it has an appearance that exudes an enigmatic power, as if it brings us on an endless stream of courage and strength, whether facing the unknown challenges of the outdoor exploration. Wow, they really sell that infinite power. So did you get it already, or did you just order it? $253, M390 titanium, Remet. Good things. I have the Remet Meteor. This is a newer Remet. So this is a button actuated bolster lock. So the button also activates that bolster lock. So I can push the button, I can do the bolster, pick and choose. Fun, fidgety, but Remet does make some sweet stuff. This one is cool. Pocket Stuff has it. So you liking it? Does it have infinite? Does it feel like your He-Man? Oh, you got it for $170? It's like $100 off. Solid. Robin, you ever want to talk noisemakers? I'm down to talk noisemakers too, but again, I don't want to get put in that category. We could chat about it on Discord or something. Do I have any gravity knives? I do. Paul bought a NAF today. What'd you buy, Paul? Tell me, Paul. What'd you buy? Gravity. Got this other little one. They're fun. Yeah, what knife did you get? They are so illegal, which is silly. It just doesn't make sense why that is illegal, or in some places this is illegal, because it's an auto. I submit, I have this in my pocket. I take this out of my pocket and I can open it. This is fully manual, liner lock, tri-state, tri-stash, and full piss with the mustache. But boom, I can just go like this and it's out and open just as fast, if not faster. By the power of Grayskull, right? So Paul's being a little shit. What kind of knife did Paul get? Oh, I got a pointy one. Did you get an arch nemesis? Did you? Do I have any 80s movie bad guy flick knife? It's almost. I think this is what you're talking about. Except for this one's tiny. I have a little mini stiletto. This is an Italian stiletto. You can get these at on Blade HQ, or at least I got it on Blade HQ a couple of years ago. I do want to get another stiletto. I just don't. I mean, the closest thing I would have would be this bad boy from the gas station shelf. I love my gas station knives. So here's a nice Stag stiletto, 440 stainless comb. Oh yeah, oh baby. You know, you got to get in there and brush the locks, but then boom, you know. Distance championship. What did I miss? ABW. That's a fun knife. You don't want to jinx it. Paul doesn't like to talk about it. What about Rambo? Sure. Rambino. Although, if you're going to get into that, I say just skip the Rambo and just get into the Bowie, the Crown Stag Bowie. Do I like buck? I do like buck. I can show you a couple bucks. Nux if you buck. So yeah, what do we think about Bowie knives? Big old Crown Stag handle. And if you think that's a Bowie knife, Jesus Christ, that's not a knife. That's a knife. Why do I still laugh when I see this, Paul? It just makes me happy. I don't like to talk about what I get till I actually get it, says Robin. You don't want to jinx it, I guess. It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to force you to. Don't worry, I'm not going to freak out. Just want to know who's coming with me. Here's my buck 110. I got a 2-dot 110 USA. This is 50 years old. I haven't had it for 50 years. But I was looking for a 110 2-dot. And I found it. And when I got it, I realized, damn, that blade has never been messed with. It's just mint. When I snipe shit on the secondary in an auction, I try not to talk about it till it's in hand. Oh, I suppose. You never know. Maybe words to live by. Here's my other 110. This one's a little bit more like a standard. Been used. It's got some scratches, missing a little on the tip there. But this is also a 50-year-old 110 2-dot. What is the best sharpener? Anyone? The one that you have that works for you. Everyone's kind of different. Someone who has one knife that uses it for months before they sharpen it versus someone who has hundreds of knives who use different ones every day. Joe says the Work Sharp Precision Guided Sharpener. Guided sharpeners are really good. The TS Prof is a really good one as well. Being that I use lots of different knives regularly, where is it? Over here. I got it. All right. I often will use the Work Sharp Field Sharpener. It's got 200 on one side, 600 on the other, the ceramic, and then a strop. But what I do when I'm carrying, you know, like if I carry this and make 20 cuts a day, I can go in, I can skip the 600 side or the 200 side. Sometimes I can just make a couple passes on the 6. You know, a couple passes on the ceramic and then a couple backward strops, and it's back in shape. So I sharpen regularly. What's up, Dom? And by doing that, it really 1 minute and you're back to where you were, versus if you don't sharpen for weeks, then it can take longer. If you're sharpening a lot, you have to do reprofiles. Some type of guided system will really work well. I started picking up some newer stones. So I got this stone. It's a Sharpall stone. So this is a what is it? 350 on one side and 1,000 on the other. I prefer using stones personally. Just the intimacy behind it. Plus, I don't have the few $100 to get the guided sharpener system that I would get. And Paul kind of agrees. There is no best. It depends on you, what you need, what works for you, basically. There's an art to question asking. Take it from a guy that answers questions all day. What are you getting into this weekend, Dom? You can use a brick on an old fixie to make it a cut paper again. Yeah, or the bottom of a coffee mug. Just get the bottom of that coffee mug and use that little ceramic edge. It works. It works. Just finished a hammered copper backspacer. So you finished them, Donnie? Donnie's been making some backspacers and thumb discs with some copper. I look forward to seeing that. Honed lesser knives on the spine of another knife. Been heat treating for Dom. There's umpteen ways to achieve goals. First, attain goals. Second, strive to succeed at goals. Gonna patina them, but the shaping is done. Right on, Donnie. That's really cool. Very fun stuff. If someone broke into my house, I guess that totally depends on situation, where I'm at, how I heard it, what's going on. I could go either way fairly quickly. So I'm not planning on it. You eyeballing with a forge or you have a kiln? Oh, Donnie's asking Dom. Yeah, Dom, are you heat treating with the forge or do you have a kiln? I'm considering or thinking to get the kiln because you can get it to the exact temperature you want. Francis, we gotta move out of that. This is not the space for discussing that. And yes, I do. But yeah, I told Facebook specifically that I don't talk about that. Because I don't want to be put in that category. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. 870 tactical. It's definitely decked out too. Definitely decked out. We could post some pics on something, Instagram or Discord. Or, yeah, I don't know. All good. What is my opinion on Boker made in Soligen, compact Quaken button lock, magnet cut steel? It sounds great. I haven't handled it, so I can't really give you an opinion. I know that Boker makes different things from several different locations. Like you have, I got a new one right here, Dirty Dan. Did you see all my my silly cold steels? The Luzon large. And then I'm really loving this. Whoops. The cold steel Kiradashi. This is going to be a great little just pocket like beater user. What's in the box? Okay, I just sidetracked myself. Boker makes several, like there's the Boker Magnum, the Boker Solingen, the Boker Plus. I have a Boker Kalashnikov right here. That's a nice little fun lefty. I have a Magnum, the Boker Magnum Kukri folder. So there are some cool stuff that they do from Boker, but I haven't specifically handled the one you asked about. What is the best way to get a refund on eBay? I haven't had to do that in a while. Does anyone have any insight on eBay refunds? I know that each company or each seller might have different hoops that you got to do. Cramp it? Almost. A and the R change places, and then there's a B. Karambit. And I do. I've got my zombie apocalypse style because yes and yes. I would say my main gnarly karambit that actually never made a video with this. I got this, I spun it, I cut myself, and this is a pretty sick double-edged karambit serrate on that backside. Kind of a beast. Kind of a beast. I do not have any bayonets. What's up, Bo Sims? 'Tis the season to be merry. I'm merry. No shit. Okay. You want to see what's in the box? Who wants to see what's in the box? If there's anyone who can guess what's in the box, it's going to be Grateful Dong. He's the one he'll know what's in there. It was his recommendation. Donnie has a bayonet lost at his mom's house somewhere. Best British accent. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. 40 quid, are you mad? 40 quid, are you mad? It's only a bloody bottle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Joe wants to see what's in the box. Francis got to put the boy to bed. Great live. Right on, dude. Regular lives around this time, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Big lives Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Central. Right now it's 4:38 Central. So if you think about that, Thursday nights are the big one. And then tomorrow morning, Saturday morning coffee, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a brand new Civivi. It's a brand new car. What's everyone carrying today? This is me. The Monterey Bay knives. Ooh, I was going to say Wolverine. Sabertooth. What is this? Is this S90V? Right? Titanium and S90, or is it 154? I think it's S90. Yikes. Love this knife, though. It is S90. I was right the first time. What kind of brew should I get for the morning? Ooh. What's up, Jim? What kind should you get? Which one's doing it? That one? That one. Zoics. Ethiopian. Kershaw Leak. I don't have that, but I have the Kershaw. What is this one? Chive? Maybe? Civet Pube. Pube. This is the chive. God, I've had this forever. Actually, I had to reprofile the tip on there. It broke long ago and had to kind of curve it up. Had to give it a little more, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Kona guy lately. Got some Hawaiian stuff. Lately I've been drinking the Intelligentsia Black Cat. It's like you get beans, so they're like espresso beans, and then grind them up, and then coffee. What steel is the keel? Anybody? Got a little Bradford Guardian sheep's foot and getting out today for a run. I've been looking at those. I like the Bradfords. They got some nice style. They got a few different versions. They got that high hardness Magna Cut that they came out with this year. I won't tell you what I drank. It almost ruined my friendship with Donnie. Intelligentsia put me on to high-end coffee when I was 17 in Chicago. God, I just found out about them more recently. 17. Lord. The Leek has been probably one of the most popular knives. It's a good one. Not Folgers. Yeah, I drink Folgers. I mean, if you were forced. If you were forced. Okay, here we go. Artisan cutlery. Bag on the floor. It floated like a... It was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. What steel is the Leek? Does anyone know? Are they all similar? I wonder. I don't even know what this is. I can't even see it. Yeah, if anyone knows what Kershaw is making, June 2008. Holy God. 2008. So it has a date. It says June 2008 on it, but it doesn't say what blade steel it is. That's funny. How about that? Probably soup can lids. some kind of CRMOV. Definitely soup can lids. That's not the Leek. I know that, but I was just making a guess. It's like the Leek, the Chive, the whatever, they're all kind of a similar, but like bigger than each other. That one's, what did I say, 2008? So it's like 17 years old. Figured maybe it would give us a starting point to guess from. All right, Kenman here. Today we've got a very special unboxing. Grateful Dong said, hey, check this knife out. You should probably get one. And I said, ooh, I've seen that before. But I didn't know that they made this version. I had only seen the premium version with the titanium. But I met Dustin, the designer, actually I met him in Texas and then saw him again in Atlanta. But he hangs out at the blade shows at the Artisan Cutlery CJRB booth. Real nice guy, long hair, so he's cool like me. And he's made a few cool designs. He has another new design that's just out that's a beast. What is, well, this is the beast. But Grateful, do you remember the name of that new one that he just came out with? That big honker. Definitely cool. I have my barf bucket handy so I don't throw up on Peanut. You don't want to get sick on your cat. That black fur, it'll show. It'll show. All right. Oh. And we're in. Look at that. Woo-wee. All right, so we got the Artisan Cutlery new gold cloth. Nice fun little cloth. And the knife. This is the more budget-friendly version of the Beast. The Artisan Cutlery. Wow. Good fail. Mini bag on the floor. Beast. Okay. I don't remember the other one having thumb studs on it too. So there's studs up at the top. You got the flicking hole. AR RPM 9. I'm going to need a bucket. You guys don't like this, huh? This is artisan cutlery. Bring me a bucket. Just have a mint. They're wafer thin. So I got some negatives on this one. I like this one right when I saw the first design, the titanium one at Blade Show. Boom. Not my style. That's fine. We all know Donnie's style. He's putting all of his knives in a box and shaking it. Flicks out nice, feels good in the hand. We have a brass handle. It's brass. Paul's like, ugh. I love you guys. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I am a piss lover. Call me. Insert jokes here. I like Ultim. I know there's lots of people that don't like Ultim. It's a thing, and that's fine. I like Ultim. I like brass and copper, and I enjoyed the Beast when I saw the Primo version at Blade Show, and it was like, that's kind of a cool knife. I might pick one of them up, and now that this one is significantly less expensive than the premium. I mean, premium's like $200, which makes sense. But when it's $200, if it's not something that really strikes you, you might not go for it as much. It's heavy because it's brass. Yes, I want the brass. I'm shipwrecking this bad boy. We are going to shipwreck this and give it some love, kind of like this right here. So end product, we're hoping for something fun and interesting like that, or maybe even like this. That one was copper. This one's actually brass. Same guy, different state. You got Dom and Donnie. A couple of cool makers. The best you've seen. What? I mean, I appreciate it. I like doing shipwrecks, though. They're fun. Force patina on there. Come up with some cool. I like it like this. I've seen people, they just want to get a lot of blue on there. They just want it to be a lot of blue. I like this, where it just has a lot of splotchy, weird stuff going on. Just wild patterns and stuff, like it's just been under the ocean for years and just developing all these weird barnacle type things on it and stuff. That's the plan. So we got the Beast happening soon, and it should interact with this section here with those kind of honeycomb textures. Action's nice, flicks out easy, drops shut. Front flipper's good. Little choke up section right here. Boom. Nice set of jimps. Big belly. Does have a large belly. A little bit larger of a belly than I usually would go for. But I think it's a cool knife. And you see me. I kind of like all. I kind of like them all. I kind of like it. Send it to me, says On the Edge. How's it going, On the Edge? Ooh. Thumbs out good. Oh, and the flicking hole is kind of hexagon shaped. Paul still wants to throw up. I'm pretty happy with this. Although I don't remember the thumb studs. Because like way up there where that thumb stud, well, I just failed it. I'm having a hard time using my left thumb right now. I cut it on the tip so it's in the way, but the hole works great. The stud, I mean, stud works fine, but it's way up there. It's like way up there. Like you're down here. That's kind of cool. The holes. Screenshot that. Boom. See, Paul, that would look cool. Get Peanut. Take a picture of Peanut with eyes just like that. You know, just get it lined up just right. If you put blue in it, try to get it in the hexagons. Well, blue is an interesting thing because blue happens from the salt. I'll get right on that. You should. Little Peanut would look fantastic. The blue is more, it's from the salt. The salt is going to help bring out the blue. But like if salt is sitting right here, it doesn't form where the salt is. It forms around the edge of where so it's like where the salt is, it's like next to it. It kind of bleeds off of it, right? So you can see, like I put little salt dots on here. And see how it's kind of dark in the spot and then the blue kind of goes around it. So it's kind of hard to, I mean, you can sort of control where it's going to be to an extent. I don't use a lot of salt. I use a little to let it kind of give me some other stuff too. I use more salt on this one. And what I was getting at is he said try to get it to go in the cracks and stuff. Well, I didn't try to do that with this. But notice how the blue dropped down into that lower area very well. So I was kind of hoping it would do that, but didn't really think it was going to do that to that extent. But it dropped down there and really highlighted those marks. So maybe if I try to mimic that to an extent, it should go down into those hexagons. Hexagons. Let's go. All right. Do I got any? We're sidetracking right here, but I got a question because it's on my mind. Anybody play GTA Online? See the new update that's coming next week? It's pretty wild. Michael's back. Mansions are here. Oh, it's going to be crazy. For a game that's 13 years old, this new update looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited about it. Been grinding a little bit I hadn't played in like a year and 9 months, and I found out there was a new DLC dropping and was like, oh. So I logged in and it was like, you haven't played in 1 year and 9 months or something like that. I was like, wow, it's been a while. And came right back. Was like, oh, this is fun. I got tons of money, so I don't really need to grind to save any to buy the stuff. They say that you're probably going to need like 30,000 or 30 million if you want to buy everything. We're covered on that. I'm almost at 160. I like to have 150 mil in the bank though. It's a long time to jump back into it. It took me a while. I used to speed run the Cayo Perico heist, right? If anyone's ever done the Cayo heist, you get the submarine, and the Cayo heist is a fun one. You do the setups, and then I like to do the covert, where you go in less than 15 minutes, you sneak through, you get all the stuff, and you get out. I was speed running that for a while back in like COVID days, and so I was like, okay, I failed the first time. Forgot which way I was going, and then the Ugnaught or whatever dude with the saw me, and I was out. But then after that, I finished one good, and was like, okay, it's fun. I'm excited though to see this new DLC is going to be fun for sure. Too busy playing Blackout, yeah. I used to speed run Breath of the Wild. I played Zelda. Zelda's kind of more my main jam, like my real fun. I love playing Zelda. All of them, all the way back to the first one. And of course, Ocarina of Time on the, man, I'm having trouble with my thumb today. I cut it on the Kiradashi, because the Kiradashi, you can flick that thing out, you can thumb that out, right? But this is the triad lock. So the triad lock is a lot of steel moving. It's a lot of pressure pushing against it. Look at this shut, right? So that spring really wants to push it. There, I missed. But you can thumb it out and flick it out, even though it's got that triad lock on there, which I think is super cool, and it's small. Definitely a budget-friendly knife, but man, something about it. It gets in there and it cuts. It feels good. It's weird how sometimes a knife that you just pick up just for fun, you end up liking it more than you realize. Besides SOCOM, I think Blackout was the best battle royale. I played man, my brain's shut off right now. Modern Warfare. Or what is it? Modern Warfare 2. COD, basically. Throwing knives. I didn't beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out till 2006. What's up, Kodiak Edge? I do have my throwers. I never actually got out and threw these. Some SOG throwers. Picked up the little 3-pack just for some fun. And then didn't get out and throw. And then I grabbed this. This is another thrower. A cheap one. But didn't throw it. Although I just threw it now. Modern Warfare 2 was the superior. Yep. That sniper mission, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. So newest knife, Artisan Cutlery Beast. We've got brass, AR RPM 9. Nice feel. Shipwrecking soon. Shipwrecking soon. We had a young squeaker in the Blackout crew that was a beast and just carried. He just was just good. Kodiak Edge tore up his log target. Got to build a new one. I got to make a new one. I need to make one. Get a good target. Is there a Splinter Cell movie coming out or series? I haven't heard anything, Cicero. Anyone know? What's up, Dirty Dan? I've owned every COD in Black Ops. Modern Warfare 2 is definitely the best. It's a good one. There is a Splinter Cell anime on Netflix. Paul says it's awesome. So it must be at least decent. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? I need a crown made of knives, says D. What's up, D? A crown of knives. I could make a crown of poop knives. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I mean, poop knives. And then this could be the pinnacle at the front. Or we could just get a couple of these and wrap them around. The kid was 11, and he just was the shooter. He was just absolute slayer. Every time I go live, you have to... Well, you can bring the phone with you in there. I mean, it's not like, you know... P Money, what is a good little fixed blade I should get that's cheap? Paul's going to dual wield his Luzons tomorrow. Most exotic looking knife is another question. Exotic knife, let me think about that a second. And then you're talking fixed blade. P Money is thinking about a budget-friendly fixed blade. Cheap. I have a Kubi Quaken right here. This is a nice smaller fixed blade, the Kubi Quaken with the Ultim. Nice little jimps on there. Smaller knife. And let's see. Let me see. Here is my clip. Right? So actually, Lanyard Man gave me this Vero clip that I added to the sheath. But you can drop this down in the pocket like that. Right? Hold on. Now it's in. And then just boom. Small little fixed blade. And just drop it right back in the pocket. What steel is this one? What is the Quaken? Let me look. I can't see. 14C. It's budget friendly. This is not an expensive one. He was asking for cheaper. But yeah, Kubi Quaken 14C28N. Nice little fixie though. Not large, very manageable, but it doesn't seem like it's taking up a ton of space in your pocket. The Kubi Dust Devil is another good one, also by Kubi. I don't have that anymore. I gave that to Stacy. Am I? Smaller fixed blades. I've been kind of rearranging, moving some stuff around, and now I'm missing 3 or 4 knives that I'm trying to find that I can't. Another budget little fixie. This is the Cold Steel Mini Tack. This one's all like maybe 25 bucks. And just a simple little one, but what's nice about that is you grab on there, that little piece, that locks into your hand. That's not going anywhere. How do you spell Kubi? K-U-B-E-Y. K-U-B-E-Y. Kubi. This one, the Mini Tack from Cold Steel. Very budget-friendly little fixie, smaller, does lock into your hand. Where in the hell? I'm beside myself right now. I don't know where anything is. I don't know. Huh. And I can't even think. Where are your fixed blades, kid? Here's one. Smaller one. This is from Rosecraft. Rosecraft has the F1, 2, 3, and 4. Of all of those, the F3, I believe this one is, the smallest one. Rosecraft blades. That's a nice smaller one. So you've got your kind of same sheath in your pocket there. Out it comes. Nice little choke up spot. Forward angle on the blade. Nice little user from Rosecraft. But Rosecraft makes some nice fixies. This one's a little bit bigger. This is the F2 or the F1. God, I can't remember. If you go to Rosecraft, it's F1, 2, 3, and 4. I like this one quite a bit. It's got some extra jumps here and here and here for getting in, doing some cuts. This one is a little bit bigger though. So depending, this is closer. This is more of your full like 8-inch knife. So the dive knife is my only serrated fixed blade. Maybe. CRKT dive knife. I don't usually go with the serrate. It's not really my thing. I do have the CRKT Razel. So this is the Razel. It has a chisel tip. So that is sharp on the tip. I can't wait for the day when I have a chisel task. And this will come in handy. Cicero's Porcupine came today. Black Micarta Dune Blade from Nozama. Great. I hope you love it. Good morning all. At least it's morning here. Fred the Lug. What's up, Fred? Fred sent me a picture of some landscapes from Japan, and him in his kimono last night. Looked like he's just having a great time on vacation. Kodiak Edge just got the Cobra Tech Wolverine. Excellent. So you just got it. Yeah, Fred's still in Japan, I think, or when are you heading back, Fred? He's been gone for what, a couple of weeks now, almost? A week or two? Time goes by. I don't know. What's up, Zane? If I was gonna get a serrated blade, where would I look? I don't prefer serrated blades. You don't have to sharpen them as much, but they're harder when you actually do sharpen them. And I like a straight blade personally. Nothing against that. But if anyone has any recommendations on a good way to search serrate, I mean, certain places, like you can go in the serrated section, right? I was going to say, like, go to Zane. Ow. Fred will be back Monday. If you go to like Blade HQ, for example, and then go into blades, you can type serrated and it'll show you all their serrated knives. So that might be a way to try to do it. Zane wants to see some switchblades. This is the Tack Knives Goliath, out the side auto. Boom. I have the Tack Knives Benji, a little out the front. Tack Knives Benji is under $100. Better hope you never need to cut rope. If the knife is very sharp, you can cut rope just fine. It will dull it faster, but I keep my knives sharp, and when they're really sharp, you'll be able to cut rope. Yeah, the serrate will get in there and dig through it maybe a little bit faster. Kodiak, read my last. Which one? You got the Cobra Tech? Zane, let's have a chat. I highly do not recommend pull-through knife sharpeners. And I will explain scientifically why. Serration aisle is nationally rated serrated. Let me get this. I don't know if this is going to work on camera. When you have an edge on a blade, you have the steel. I'm trying to see if I can find one that's going to show it better. Maybe a black one. So you have your main grind that goes down to where your sharpened edge is. You can see that sharpened silver edge, right? This is a magnifier. I don't know how well it's going to work on there, but there is your sharpened edge. Now, if you look on the sharpened edge, you see all those lines? Those lines are perfectly straight up and down, perpendicular to the cutting surface. Okay? So a pull-through sharpener is like this. You put the blade into there, and then you pull it through. What that's doing is that's making lines this direction, right? So it's leaving your edge with this gnarly, unfinished, messed up edge that's actually just removing steel, okay? And so then what you've got is you got this, and you have to sharpen it over and over again, and you're just ripping through your blade, getting rid of all of it. And it will be sharp right away because you basically left this jagged kind of nastiness. Now, on like a stone, what you're doing is you're bringing the blade across it this direction, right? And so what that's doing is it's putting your lines like this. And that's what you want. On your sharpened edge, you want all your lines going this direction, like little teeny little mini serrates. And that is the best way to do it. And then that gives you a good edge. It makes a very sharp edge. It's more, it uses less material. It doesn't rip up as much of your steel. This isn't something that I came up with, but you can check it out. I highly recommend getting rid of all of your pull-throughs. And just get yourself a good stone or a good guided system. Science. I hate to bring it up, but Benchmade Outlast, I don't know anything about it. It's Benchmade. It's going to be more expensive than it should be. Dirty Dan. Seatbelt cutter. Historical artifact knives. Right, well, Zane, it's all about learning, like some of them, this guide has an angle on it. I'm trying to find a blade that I can actually touch. A lot of these are sharp. So it has an angle right here that kind of helps you get started. So then you hold that angle. That's why if you have a hard time doing that, maybe a guided rail system where you can put it at specific angles will help maintain that angle. If you're serious about sharpening, watch Outdoor 55. Outdoors 55, he knows what's up. Look that up on the YouTube. He'll definitely give you some good advice. I'm too impatient for a stone. I sharpen on a 1x30 and 3. Yeah. If you got the right 1x30, then you can get in there, and if you can hold that right angle, and you can make it happen pretty quick. I don't really care what the edge looks like, I care is it's sharp. Well, again, which one? They're all sharp. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some curlies on there. Which ones? Dude, what's crazy is this cheap cold steel was super sharp right out of the box. Right? Look at those little teeny. This piece of paper is ripped up. It doesn't have to look pretty to be super, super sharp. But if you sharpen it well, then you will be looking at happiness when you go in to do this. Right? That's what's up. That's what you want. I mean, not that cutting paper proves anything, but a dull one's not going to leave you these little curlies. Short and curlies? But yeah, it's all about what you're doing to the end. I like serrated blades from Cutco, and they sharpen them for you. 120 starts the bevel, 400 to raise a burr, then strop it off. That's what Dom does. The Triple D serrated edge from Cutco. Don't say that to Neves. He loves his pretty edges. Well, I mean, if you make a good edge, it's definitely going to cut, you know. But some people will go all the way down to like a mirror finish, where now you're overdoing. You can't really make it sharper by turning it into a mirror finish. It looks really pretty, but it isn't necessarily sharper by going to like that super 1,000 grit, 10,000 grit mirror polish. It looks cool though. I'm not a fan of the mirror shiny stuff as much. I want it to look good, be sharp, not get all fingerprinty. Max Level loves Bally's. This is a Squid Industries Mako V5 Dream Knife. Dream. I don't know if I have a Dream Knife. The Evo, the Rotten Evo. That's my dream knife. Should I find a picture of one? Yeah, my dream knife right now is not that version. Hold on. Come on. Why you gotta be like this? Would be like that bad boy right there. The CKF Rotten Evo 3.0. Paul's working on Evo 3 as we speak. Who really cares as long as you have a pull through for your machete? Zane, you got to throw the pull through away. The pull through, I mean, if you're cool with like 10 sharpens and then throwing it away and buying a new one. But the pull throughs basically eat steel. They don't, you want your edge, a sharp edge is hundreds of mini serrates cutting down like this. A pull through leaves all your lines this way. Those lines that way are going to have a jagged little sharp edge on the bottom, but then that gets dull very quickly, and then you have to do it again. So you're just removing material, and before you know it, you don't have a blade left and you have to buy a new one. Even if it's cheap and you go through it, you know, but you're making an edge that's like this versus an edge that's like this. And an edge that's like this is going to cut much longer and hold its integrity for a greater amount of time than one that's like this, that just has like, does that make sense? I am definitely tip up. Most of the stuff I have, tip up. You know, it's like that's the only option. But to me, that's the ideal. It's in your pocket. You take it out of your pocket, you go like this, and it's just ready to go. Versus like a tip down, like this is my old CRKT M16, tip down. So you have to take it out, turn it around, and then open it. So it's a little bit more work. Save up and buy one of these, Zane. These are like 30 bucks. Maybe 35, I think. But you can get something that's not too expensive. I know a pull through might only cost you 5 or 10 bucks. But what I'm trying to say is if you use that pull through all the time, you're going to destroy your knives and end up having to buy new knives sooner. So you've kind of wasted the money, or, you know, because now you have to replace your knife. Versus if you save up and buy like something like this, it's got a couple different sizes on it and you're cutting at a good angle, you are going to get a lot more longevity out of your blade. And so rather than having to buy a new blade more frequently, you are maintaining it with a better edge that won't wear out as quick. And I'm not making a dime with these recommendations. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sell you this, or I'm not trying to not sell you a pull through. I'm just giving it the advice / discussion topic of the things I've learned and researched in the knife world as of late. Right? The Pistache is a great knife. This is a Tri-State Tri-Stash V2 with Ultim and 154 CM. Nice hollow grind on there. And then I did put the Laser Mark mustache on there underneath the Ultim. We're the 1% that actually care about that. Well, I was just trying to, you know, if you're trying to save money and you want to learn how to sharpen, invest in a inexpensive sharpener, learn how to get some good technique going, and then help keep your blades longer. I think that's a good way to, words to live by. And some people will buy a knife and then it gets dull and they just go buy a new one. And that's what we do here, Zane. We basically just talk about knives and advice, which ones are cool, which one's a new one that you found that you love, the Numb Knives Cornerstone with the pinch lock. I love this knife. This is probably my favorite one from the year. Haven't had it that long, so I can't really say that yet, and I'm a lover of a lot of knives. So it's tough. But this it's just fully lefty. It feels great in my hand. I love the extra jimps out there. Hollow grind, good tip, titanium. New knives these days, though. What are new knives that are tip down carry? I guess it would be like the Spydercos. A lot of Spydercos, you can do all four. I think I have one. Is it this one? Yeah, this M16. This Cricut CRKT M16 is like 15 plus years old. And you can put it tip up, tip down, tip down. So like all four positions, whatever you prefer. Wish I had a whetstone, says Zane. Another thing I would recommend is skip the whetstone and get a diamond stone. The diamond stones work just like a whetstone, except for no water required, so less messy. This is a 325 on one side and 1,000 grit on the other side. And I bought this. This is the Sharpall. I know it's backwards. I apologize. But the Sharpall dual grit diamond stone. I think I paid like $35 for it. And they have different ones. I'm going to get another one. This is 325 and 1,000. I think I'm going to get the 200, 600 of one of these. But what's pretty nice about this is no water. So you put the little rubber mat down, set it on top of that. It helps it stick to the table. And now you can do your sharpening and you never have to add water, which is great. And diamond stones do really well. They last. They're great. Well, you should sharpen all your knives. All my knives are sharp, Zane. I sharpen all my knives regularly when I need to. I have tons of knives. I carry different ones every day. But like if I just carried one, I will go in. Where's that other one? So if I carry this for a day, I don't make a lot of cuts. I'll go in like this. Little on the leather strap, and I'm sharp because I do it all the time. Rather than if you carried the same knife for a couple of weeks, made 20 cuts every single day, didn't sharpen it until after 2 weeks. Now you're gonna have to spend more time reprofiling that edge versus I touch up. Like, so if I use a knife just during the day and I come home and just a couple of strops and now it's right back where it was, I don't even need to sharpen it. And then the next day I'm carrying this one. I get home, couple of strops, maybe a little bit of honing, and we're good to go. I have 400 knives. So I'm carrying a different one, like I said, every day. So it's a little less than if I said, okay, I'm going to just go with the Orlock. Concept Orlock is probably, besides the other one, this would be my favorite from this year. If I use this every single day, you're going to have to do a little more maintenance. But I still submit that just get home and spend 30 seconds. It takes the same amount of time to sharpen your knife as from your use. So like if I make 1,000 cuts, it might take me 10 minutes to sharpen it. So if I only make 100 cuts, it's only going to take me 1 minute to sharpen it. Does that make sense? So the more you use it, the more it's going to be worn down, the more you're going to have to do work to get it back. So doing 10 minutes of work all at once, or every couple days do 1 minute worth of work. Had a little, see that? Shade. Probably can't see that. Had like a little, it's gone now. So that's my recommendation is if you don't like spending a lot of time sharpening, do it more frequently. It's still the same amount of time, but spending a half hour sharpening seems like forever versus spending a few minutes sharpening doesn't seem like it's very long at all. Anyone into sharpening needs a strop, right? I use this strop quite a bit. It's actually getting pretty caked up. I just picked up a new one, but I don't have any good stuff for it, so I need to get some juice. So it's got a little bit more felty strap on that side and a little bit more smooth piece of leather on this side. But these are great. You can get in there and just boom, boom, boom. And sometimes the strop is all you really need to get a blade back into kick-ass sharpenedness. Sure. Cicero says whetstones are obsolete. Right, if you get a nice diamond stone, you don't, I mean, whetstones are cool, but it is definitely more messy. Kind of have to set it up with a drip tray and towels and stuff. A strop every couple days can make an edge super long, last super long, and you can make one for almost free. True. Or you can buy like that. Well, you can buy strops for 10, 15, 20 bucks. Not too much. Do the stashes come at 20 degrees like Cole loves? I've never sharpened mine. I don't know what angle it's at. If anybody does, they could chime in. I have not really, I've only touched mine up, and I don't have anything that really reads angles other than that, which I guess that is a 20-degree guide. I usually go a little lower than that, more like 18. Is my knife paper towel sharp? I don't think I have any paper towels in the house right now. And yes, I keep them pretty sharp. I don't spend extra time making them super sharp. But to me, if you can go in and cut that paper easily, that's what's up. Most moderns are 22 to 25. Really? That doesn't sound right. I mean, I don't deny you. Yeah, I don't know. I need to go to the store. I need to go to the store. I need to get Red Bull. I need to get dinner, and I need to get paper towels. I am out. I might have a few napkins, but that's not the same, because they're like, like napkins I got from Culver's. Can you shave? I did. I had a good 1.5-inch beard a week or two ago, and I shaved it off. Well, I trimmed it off. I don't shave with blades. I have some that look like razors. Oh my God. See, it's not bleeding right now, but it was for a second because I put pressure on it and reopened it a little bit. There we go. Stupid cut on the tip. But yeah, this is my petrified fish scholar. Tell me that doesn't look like you can get in and with this. But I don't shave much. Jim, I'll see you for coffee in the morning, right on 8 o'clock-ish, about 8 o'clock. All you have to do is put your edge on the stone, lift the blade. That's right, Kodiak's got a point. So you got your stone right here, right? Got your edge. So you can lay it flat like this. Although you can't really see that, but you lay it flat like this, and then you bring it up. Then you bring it up right until that hits and is flush, and then you know you're good to go. And then what I like to do is when you get to there, then you put your finger on the back like that and hold it. And now what I've done is I made a kickstand with my finger. And then when I'm like this, you get that right line, you got that kickstand, and then you just keep that there. And you're keeping the same distance and that same angle because you basically created that angle with your hand. Goal. And you don't have to be sorry for rocking a pull through. Everybody's rocked a pull through. But what happens is it does tear under your knives and kind of beat them up and make them wear out faster. And so I try to help encourage people to get things to use so that they can keep their equipment in good shape and not wear out so fast. You see some of those the real old like buck 110s where the blade is like a fifth of the size, and it used to be this thick and now it's this thick, and it's just because they've sharpened the hell out of it and removed all that steel. If you sharpen with a pull through, you're going to get to there a lot quicker because it's literally just ripping off steel this direction rather than honing the edge that's already there. We're talking sharpening today. Giddy up. Who likes my smock? Whoa. Apparently my flick out didn't like my smock. Magnus Lutz for life. Sent me the smock. Very happy with it. First actual Spyderco in my collection. How sharp can a pull through get your knife? Well, it can get it sharp, but it's a jagged, beat up edge. Like you can get a sharp edge on it, but it only will last. You know, like if you get a sharp edge on it and you make 5, 10 good cuts, it's dull already. Versus the exact same blade, a solid profiled sharpening on a stone, you could probably make 100 cuts before it gets as dull as those 10 cuts would. Kind of a deal. Flat as a cue ball says, trade the pull through for a work sharp field sharpener. He's right. Here it is right here. 35 bucks. Gets you one of the best. I use this one more than anything else for most of my sharpening. But again, I have a lot of knives and I only sharpen little bits. Grandpa's 110. Gave it to you before passing. The blade is a good 1/4 inch taken off and he used the pull through. Right? But it got sharp, but it's like you're removing all that steel and you're basically wearing out your tool much quicker than you need to. And that's the thing, is it's like I have the value in the blade where I want to prolong the time that I have with the blade before it wears out and before you wear down all that steel. And Dirty Dan, that's cool. I mean, you know, life is what it is, and we lose family members over time. All my grandparents are gone, and it's unfortunate. But it's cool that he gave you that 110 that he used. It's got these stories to it, this history, and now it's in your collection. Like that's like unsellable item. It's like something you keep and cherish forever. Pass it down to your kids if you have kids. Send it back to... Give it a spa treatment. What's up, Joe? Joe Mac. Send it back to Buck. Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. Buck, you can send any knife into Buck. If they still are manufacturing that model, you send it into Buck, and for like $15, they will put a new blade on the knife for you. 100% KDK, that knife stays in a safe place, for sure. For sure. But that's the one thing too, is depending though, is like, so I have this Buck 110. You can look at any Buck, and if you look right here, it'll tell you, like this is the 2.110 USA. So that is the 2 dots 110 with the USA on it. That was made between 1974 and 1979. So it's a 50-year-old knife, which is super cool. But if I were to send this in and have them put a new blade on it, the new blade would have the 2025 stamp on it. So then you have an old knife, but you have a 2025 stamp. Like if you look at this Buck Canoe, if you look right there, it has the number and then that little symbol next to it. So that symbol will tell you, like, I think this one's like 2015. Here's another Buck. So this one here says right there, sorry, everything's backwards, like 258 plus. So that means this one's like 2024. And then one more buck, $3.79. And then it has that little check mark thing next to it. So that's like 2023. So you can basically take any buck knife you've got, find the stamp that's on the blade, and you can look up on Buck's website, and they'll tell you exactly what year it's from. Why would I want a new blade? I would never use a Buck 110 with all these way better modern folders we have. Right, well, because some people have it, they use it, they love that knife, and they don't want to buy another $70 one. So then instead of that, they'll send it to Buck, and Buck will put a new blade on it for like 15 bucks. Now, it's like, that's your grandfather's, it's got all that use and that history. You don't want to change that. You want to leave it as is forever. But if that was the knife that you use, I agree. Buck 110 is a great knife, but I never use it. I mean, this knife is super cool, but it's huge, and there's so many other, I'm definitely more, more of a user hollow grind type. I'll cherish this. But if this was the knife that someone will love using this, maybe they hunt, maybe it works good for them, and they just want a new blade on it, but they don't want to buy another one for 70 bucks, they could then send it in for the replacement. If the Buck 110 blade is fine, they just polish it up, give it the spa treatment. Working in power plants, working with heavy equipment, needing a good strong knife, there's nothing better. Right on, Joe. That's exactly what I'm saying, is each scenario, each thing. I make 10 or 20 cuts at work every day. Zane, here's my Spyderco smock. So I make 10 to 20 cuts a day. And mostly it's cardboard, tape, like shrink wrap, things like that. So I can use, honestly, I could bring this little Lander 6. I could bring this to work and do most of my cuts with this cute little guy, and it'll work fine. If what we've talked about, like people are like electricians and stuff like that, if you're cutting wires and nasty sticky stuff, then I would maybe recommend getting the utility blades. A lot of utility blades out there. I mean, the old school utility blade that everyone's aware of, the Milwaukee, the old snapback. But if I was an electrician and I was cutting wires and stuff all day, I would definitely get a utility blade. But I don't, so I never carry utility blades. I'm just not, it's not my thing. They're cool. I mean, I have some. I bought them, obviously. But it's not something I really carry. This is the Drop Bear utility. This is probably the best utility blade out there. I think this thing's awesome. It's fun, snappy. Look at all the jumps on there. This little spot, this little scoop that your thumb can sit in. Really cool stuff. But not for me. I mean, for my collection, sure. But I'm not going to be carrying that on a regular basis. I'll just carry the regular Drop Bear and use an actual blade. But I'm cutting cardboard and tape and boxes and stuff.
That Laid Off Pete became a member. That Laid Off Pete celebrates 14 months of membership, stopping to say hi before I ship an deed.
What's up, Laid Off Pete? Member for 14 months. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Always good to hang out and talk with you, bud. Stopping in to say hi before I ship a NAF and eat. What NAF are you shipping to who? What's up? Laid Off Pete, good guy. Dirty Dan says, Zane, get the $30 Work Sharp diamond plates. It's a win. It's a win. I think more and more people are getting turned on to this one and realizing that 200 grit, 600 grit, maybe like 1,000 grit on the ceramic. I don't know for sure. And then the leather strop. Dude, for 35 bucks, that is a fantastic sharpener. Yes. If you're not good at holding an angle and get like frustrated with it, I can see how it takes some practice to kind of figure out. You sold your tenable Fenrir? Okay, cool. Okay, you ordered the purple one, and you had the blue one with like the Damascus. He's talking about the new tenable Fenrir. It's this right here. Whoa. I'm having a hard time with my not being able to use my left thumb today. Button actuated top liner lock. You can see right there. Tenable Fenrir. The fish scales are cool. I had the fish scale, the red one with the fish scales, and had a giveaway on Thursday nights. I let them decide. They picked that one. I'm going to keep the micarta one. Personally, I love micarta. To me, titanium and micarta handles are the way to go. If it's titanium or micarta, I'm pretty happy. Just a simple textured micarta is fantastic. And textured titanium like that works for me. New concept site Fenrir purple. Nice. Oh, that was a loud snap. Did you hear that? It was like Gecko Pictus might be the best knife of the year too. Do I have any whetstones? I do, but they are not easily accessible. They're like 20 plus years old. They work fine, but I don't like using the whetstones because you now are involving water and you're basically getting the whole table a mess. Put a towel down, put some stuff down, but it's the wet. And so as soon as I started going to the diamond stones, diamond all the way, no water required. They don't cost significantly different than the old school whetstones, and they last longer. They're great. Laid Off Pete wants to get a Bel Air XL. Got the normal one. XL would be awesome with titanium scales. Do I think? And Joe says, does he think it's going to sell well? Well, Laid Off Pete has good taste and he's into it. So probably. You never know. It's an interesting hobby. There's so many companies, there's so many knives, there's so much style. You know, we were talking, I don't remember who said it yesterday, but they were like saying that they don't really like the shape of this. I love the shape of it. So it's like, what do some people like? Some people like a crossbar lock. I don't mind a crossbar lock. Some people are not a fan. Some people don't like button locks. And they'll be like, ooh, button lock. Why would you have a button lock? It's like, I like a button lock. Button lock, button actuated liner locks, you know. There's so many different things. Large blades, small blades, thick blades, skinny blades. There's something for everybody out there. Where is it? There it is. A little QSP mini penguin. That's a great little small user. Boom. All right. Wow. Why doesn't it? I can't flick this out with my left hand, but I can, or with my right hand, but I can. I don't know. I'm losing it. Joe says it's probably going to be his next knife. Just spent a lot on the German knife, so I have to wait or get divorced. Well, I don't necessarily recommend that. If you're happy, then I wouldn't recommend that. Buy her something nice and tell her that's what you want. Christmas on the way. Holiday gifts. 'Tis the season. I don't know. Well, yeah, I kind of want to get some to eat. do a couple things. Anybody know is MC going on tonight? He's kind of changed it up, sometimes Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. We'll know. We'll find out. We'll see. Some people love big knives. He's on at 8:30, says Trish. There you go. So we have like 2 hours and 45 minutes before the big MC giveaway. Did he have a lot last week? I wasn't on last week at all. I didn't see. Just buy the knife for her and then steal it. Right? Like, oh, it's in the house. I'm just carrying it today. You seem to carry my knife every day, honey. Even though I get scared when she carries them. This is a good hunting knife? I don't know. This is a good, huge, ridiculous knife is what this is. It's like it should be the fixed blade. Although it does have this little notch right here. You slide that up, and now the liner lock cannot be engaged. And so essentially it is a fixed blade. Until you bring that back down, then you can use that lock and close it. I still would say if I was going to do work, I would just switch to an actual fixed blade. Use an actual fixed blade. Doing some serious work, real fixed blade. Whether it's small or large, this is my favorite fixed blade. Auxiliary manufacturing, Captain's Bowie, made in Reno, Nevada, handmade. This is number 1. If I can focus on it. Number 1 out of 11 knives that were made. Very custom, AEBL, rich light, ironwood. Awesome stuff. I dig it. I dig it. I got the Sheriff. The Sheriff is another fixed blade I got from a guy. Look at that mirror. There's a mirror finish on an edge. That's some wild stuff. But the Sheriff, this is a one-off that he made. 154 cm. Full tang. Huge handle for a small little cutter. Isn't it great? Sharp as can be, bro. Look at that edge, Zane. Mirror edge of glory, sharp as ever. Honestly, this is a fact. This is the one. I have never sharpened this. I've had this for dang near a year and a half. I cut paper. I don't do a ton with it, but I have never sharpened this, and it's still holding this perfect edge. So that's a testament to getting the lines right, getting a good edge on there in the direction you want it to be. The designer is Sheriff. This is a guy out of the Midwest. I was at Midwest Knife Makers Guild show in Minnesota, and this dude has a table with mostly kitchen knives, a few kind of like outdoorsy knives, and this was the only one. I was like, oh, do you make a lot of these? And he's like, no, that's the only one I've made. He basically had a small extra chunk of 154 cm and decided to knock this out. And I was like, dude, this is great. Absolutely awesome. He doesn't really have any contact information. This is his card. Jeff Sheriff. And so, no website, but just a nice, cool dude that just makes knives in his garage and goes to the knife shows and sells them. And I was fortunate enough to meet him and bought that, and it's a rad little fixie. The only reason I don't carry it more is because I don't have a sheath for it. I should probably send it to 1931 or somebody and have them make a sheath for me and then carry it more. Wonderful feeling having a one-off, right? Or even ones that are, like something like the Sea Fox. That's another sort of one-off. He's at Texas every year. Sea Fox. This is Magna Cut, white paper micarta, and koa wood. This thing is awesome, just sick. And he has, we can hold up so I can screenshot it. Dirty Dan, you gonna try to get a hold of this guy? I mean, he doesn't even have a website. Hold on a second. There you go. There you go. But just a cool dude making knives in his garage, going to some shows in the Midwest. Fantastic. I'm loving this though. He'll have maybe a dozen or so knives on his table at Blade Show, Texas. And I saw him the first year and couldn't afford one at the time. And then the next year, I went back and went over and I was like, oh, and he's like, your new knife is right there. And I was like, you're damn right it is. And I picked it up. I love this thing. Super cool. And it's fun to just get those ones, find some makers that make their own. So you're kind of getting a semi one-off. We got Brian from Whisker Forge made me this fork. Some of that's not cool. One-off fork. I'm going to carry this more when I get a sheath for it. Yeah, grateful. We need to, I should contact him. I mean, he lives in my area. He's probably only a half hour. What is it, Champlin? It's less than an hour away from me. I should hit him up, see if he can send me some photos of some stuff that he's done. He seems like the type of guy I'd get overwhelmed. Like, he's like, people don't get a hold of me. I don't have a website. I just go to shows and just sell some stuff. You know? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Let me move that card to right there. Now I can see it. I mean, obviously I keep it handy, so I've been thinking about it. For sure. All right, I'm going to take off. Thank you all for hanging out. Been a good time. Nice little Friday. Love knives. Share some new knives with me. What are you getting? Make some notes next time I see you. Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. What is my favorite blade length? Probably 3.5. Approximately. I've been getting more and more into the chunky, stocky, smaller ones. Something like this where it's got a good forward choil. So when I choke up on it, my hand has plenty of handle to hold on to. But now I've got this thick, beefy little blade for getting in there and doing work. So about 3.5. The Pony Stout, same kind of size. That like 7.5 to 8 inch. I used to like larger knives for sure. But now I'm definitely starting to get more into the chunkier, not super large. Here's your Stout. A little bit on the longer side. But this is perfect. Boom. Feels great in my hand. That 3.5, 4 inch. What's up, Steven? Sorry, Steven, I'm about to shut her down. Good to see you. We need to chat. I'll get a hold of you this weekend, maybe sometime. For sure. Steven's got a crazy collection. All right. Thank you all very much. Stay sharp. Have a great weekend. Maybe see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Get some coffee. Come hang out with me tomorrow morning.